Born in a sod house in the tiny Inupiat village of Wales at the westernmost tip of the Seward Peninsula, Ron began seriously making art while attending Mount Edgecombe boarding school in Sitka. He would be included in countless national and international exhibitions throughout his long career, and his work ethic never flagged. He continued to work and to exhibit widely well into his 80s. Ron was just as influential as a teacher and a spokesperson for the arts.
It just like using chisel, it's just real laborious, it just spending the time.
He was one of the original members of the Alaska State Council on the Arts, and he spoke and consulted globally on the native art of the circumpolar North. Ron insisted throughout his long and distinguished career that Alaskan artists, both native and non-native, must find meaning in their own place and culture, but must also look for inspiration and direction well beyond them. Whaling Celebration, the carved and painted panel selected for this year's KUAC poster, is an outstanding example of Ron's very best work. In it, he abstracts and refines in a wholly original and personal way, with the impeccable craftsmanship that was his unfailing hallmark. He renders culturally rich symbols in an entirely modern, contemporary way.
So Whaling Celebration is one of my favorite pieces from Ron. And the reason I like it so much is because it shows the celebration that happens when people have succeeded in harvesting a whale. And so you can see in the image people dancing, people drumming. There's a lot of muktuk there, so there's a lot of food. And it's from the image of looking from above. So in my mind, it's like someone peeking into the Kajagi from the rooftop opening. The way my dad expressed culture was a lot through his artwork, and he was really interested in reflecting back images of his thought processes, kind of similar to what I think about, which is looking at historical Inupiat culture, and he expresses that in many of his works. He also looks at the future, and some of his pieces are very minimalistic, and they look at very simple ideas that he's just reduced down to one thing. And so he's looking kind of both directions, like time is of a different sense for Indigenous people. Sometimes it's not linear so much, but it's always happening around each other.